My twin brother is dead. That's when my parents remembered they had a crazy older brother locked away, and hauled me out of the mental hospital. They're keeping his death a secret, hiding his body at home. I'm supposed to be him, go to school, pretend everything's normal, and make everyone who messed with him pay the price. Even his precious sweetheart, the head cheerleader, will be begging for mercy before I'm through. My little brother offed himself. Mom and Dad yanked me out of the nut house after 10 years. In the car, Mom, bless her heart, poured out everything he'd been going through. Back at the house, there was a chest freezer sitting in the living room. My brother was inside. 10 years vanished. He was still as handsome as I remembered, eyes closed like he was just asleep, but he was covered in bruises and marks that shouldn't have been there. Purple welts all over, old and new, and ugly cigarette burns hidden under his clothes. His phone was buzzing like crazy on the table. I used his face to unlock it, and a million notifications flooded the screen. The newest messages caught my eye. You skipping school again? You trying to die or something? Change to, hey, Jake, you think you can just ditch class? Don't forget I got those pics of you with that chick. Guess what Ashley would think if she saw them? Change to, don't forget I got those pics of you with Brittany. Guess what Ashley would think if she saw them? Better show your face tomorrow, or you'll regret it. And then there was a video. I tapped it. It showed some crummy motel room, dark and grimy. My brother was pinned down on the bed while a bunch of guys forced him to kiss this seriously overweight woman. His school uniform was ripped to shreds, barely covering him, and the air was filled with sick laughter. Mom and Dad were holding my hands tight. They wanted me to make them pay. They drove me to school the next morning. At the classroom door, wearing his stained-up clothes, I scanned the room. The teacher frowned when he saw me and pointed to the desk next to the trash can. Jake, you actually dared to skip class? You think you're too good for school? Looks like that trash can is where you belong. Change to, Miller, you actually dared to skip class? You think you're too good for school? Looks like that trash can is where you belong. I ignored the stares and went to my desk. My brother always kept a diary. Sure enough, I found a beat-up notebook in the desk, filled with his fear and hopelessness, but also with the name of a girl he was secretly in love with, Ashley. Every time her name came up, he got bullied even worse. Until finally, he wrote down something she said to him. Even when life sucks, we gotta have the courage to start over. Change to, even when life sucks, we gotta have the courage to start over. Sounded like kind words on the surface, but to someone like my brother, who was getting his ass kicked every day, it meant something different. After reading the whole diary, I realized this wasn't just your average bullying situation. Someone was pulling the strings, pushing him to his breaking point. The bell rang. Before the teacher could even say anything, this dude with bleached hair swaggered up to me. His crew was right behind him, looking mean as hell. From the diary, I knew this was the ringleader, Nick. He'd organized most of the bullying. My brother's life went to hell because of him. Nick tilted his chin and waved his guys forward. In front of the whole class, they dragged me to the bathroom, holding me in a degrading manner. In the stinking bathroom stall, 2 of them held my arms, ready to shove my head in the toilet. Behind me, Nick's voice, dripping with venom, made my skin crawl. Jake, you think you can cross me? You think I won't send those pictures to Ashley? Change to, Miller, you think you can cross me? You think I won't send those pictures to Ashley? What are you waiting for? Do it. Nick yelled, and the 2 guys holding me strained, but couldn't move me. Before Nick could blow a gasket, I snapped. I just tensed up and threw them off me. Then, while Nick stared in disbelief, I grabbed a fistful of his hair. He screamed as pain shot through his scalp. I slammed his head into the sink and turned on the water, holding him under. He struggled like crazy, but I held him down. His goons were too stunned to move, let alone fight back. And in front of everyone, I kept shoving him underwater over and over again, until his face was beet red and he'd swallowed half the water in the sink. He choked on the floor, glaring at me like he wanted to kill me. His gelled hair was a mess, dripping down his face, but he still had the nerve to yell. You son of a bitch. You gonna do this to me? You think I won't post the pics and video, let everyone see you and that fat girl? Change to, you think I won't post the pics and video, let everyone see you and that fat girl? He didn't finish the sentence. I aimed a kick at his crotch. That ought to put him out of commission. You're crazy. Nick groaned on the floor, clutching himself, and I started to pull his pants down. Nick scrambled backwards, trying to cover himself, but I wasn't giving him the chance. I peeled his hands away. I pulled out his phone, turned on the flash, and started snapping pictures. Nick's face contorted with pain, his red underpants peeking out. I shoved the phone in his face, making him look at his own expressions. I mocked him. You gonna take pictures of people again? You gonna threaten me with them? You want the whole school to see you got limp dick and a 3-inch worm? Nick panicked. He fell to his knees, begging and sobbing. I'm sorry, man. Please, delete them. Don't show them to anyone. I grinned. That's how my brother begged. Did they show him mercy? I let go of Nick and watched him scramble for his pants. You better delete that video, or I can't guarantee that your little secret won't spread all over the school. I waved the phone. Nick fumbled for his phone and deleted the video. He knew I was serious. When he was done, he held the phone out for me to check. It's gone, I swear. You gotta delete yours too. I didn't even look. I wouldn't stoop to your level. Nick visibly relaxed, but there was a new look of hatred in his eyes. He wasn't going to let this go. I casually pushed open the bathroom door. The hallway was packed with spectators. The first thing they saw was Nick kneeling on the floor. Someone even started recording with their phone, and the hallway buzzed with gossip. They couldn't figure out how Jake Miller, the quiet kid everyone pushed around, had suddenly turned into someone else. I stared back at them. The show was just getting started. The drama finally ended when the teacher showed up. In front of dozens of witnesses, I was in trouble. She sent me home for the day, and ordered me to apologize to Nick at school in front of the whole class. The sad thing was, this wasn't the first time. My brother wrote in his diary about getting cornered in the bathroom by Nick and his gang, with plenty of people watching. The teacher openly took the side of the bullies, telling him to think about what he did to deserve it. His last hope was crushed. After that, Nick and his friends got even bolder, bullying him out in the open. Snapping back to reality, I finished reading the apology and walked out, ignoring the teacher's glare. Just as I was about to leave, a petite figure blocked my path. The girl was wearing a tight skirt and stockings, with a sweet face and a body that made every guy stare, the kind of girl everyone wanted to date. Ashley grabbed my arm, her face full of concern. "Are you okay? I heard Nick and his friends were giving you trouble again." Judging by how comfortable she was with me, I knew who she was. My brother's only ray of sunshine, his white whale, Ashley. Because at this school, everyone avoided me except her and the bullies. I deepened my voice, trying to sound like the quiet kid everyone thought I was. "I'm fine." Ashley sighed with relief. "But I heard you beat up Nick. Hitting people is wrong." I laughed to myself. So she was here to lecture me. Why bother pretending? I dropped the act, and my shy face vanished. "Oh, really? I'm just using their tactics against them, fighting fire with fire." Ashley frowned, clearly annoyed, but still trying to be patient. "You're wrong, Jake. I'm saying this because I care about you. If you make him your enemy, what's going to happen to you? Listen to me, apologize to him tomorrow in front of school, and I'm sure he'll show mercy." She stared straight at me, making my stomach turn. I had a goal: to make everyone who hurt my brother pay. Nick always brought up Ashley, maybe there was something between them. I needed to know the truth. Ashley was walking into a trap, and I wasn't going to say no. So, in front of her hopeful gaze, I nodded. She could barely hide her delight, and reached out to hug me. I hid my disgust and secretly slipped something into her bag. My brother was a good person, he didn't deserve to be treated like dirt. After that, Ashley said goodbye. After she left, I felt someone staring at me. I looked up towards the classroom and saw Nick glaring at me. On the way home, I turned on the recorder with my phone. Like I thought, I soon heard two familiar voices. Ashley, who had just left me, and Nick, sounding jealous. Their voices came through my headphones. "Ashley, I did what you told me to. I hope you don't forget about our deal." Nick, "Ashley, babe, don't always bring that up. You're hurting my feelings." I almost ripped the headphones out of my ears. I needed to hear everything. "Ashley, I've done everything you wanted, we only have a business relationship." Nick, "Or are you actually falling for Jake?" Nick, "I told you he was faking the nice guy routine. He beat me up like a maniac. I thought he was gonna kill me." The line was silent. Then Ashley chuckled. "Ashley, I'm just playing with him. I got the information I needed." Just playing with him? The girl my brother idolized was just using him as a pawn in a game. My fists clenched, my body shaking. "Ashley, you're a piece of work. You're all going to pay."